But you guys travel ever? You travel, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
But you don't like traveling much, Dan, do you?
See, me and Jeff, I think, are kind of addicted to traveling.
I think with my mouth, and so I've only been out of the English hegemony zone once. I was in Paris, where they still speak a ton of English,
of course,
or at least 3 pounds of it. And I was immediately, like, as I would have predicted, like, very uncomfortable. Like I roll with it, like I'm not like but the truth is, like, I'm walking around Paris and I was like, I just feel absolutely useless and crippled, and it's my fault, and because I took 2 years of French, but didn't. Oh no, we all took
2 years of French. And I never took.
Every other country in the world speaks 2 languages, and I like there I was. It's like the Eiffel Tower looks like a big thing. It's great.
Well, Greg has a great
but
thing.
I loved Dublin because they spoke something that I could decipher.
I've learned something from Greg. So Greg and I have traveled around the world a bit to a few countries that don't speak English, and Greg has this great thing. Like, Greg actually keeps a book with paper in it, and he writes notes down, and he's little pages of
what a cock.
All the he writes down notes if you
paper. Cast your mind back.
It's a surface that with the pinch zoom function disabled.
Speaking of which, Greg and I, was it you and I? We were stuck in San Luis Obispo Airport for 8 hours, and this little tiny airport with one plane that didn't show up, and there was a fucking. I think I might have talked about this on the show before, but there was a toddler walking around and haranguing everybody, and everybody wanted to murder this child, but you can't because you're in an airport and 9/11, and you can't.
That's the reason you can't.
Yeah.
The reason you can't is 9/11. God damn that 9/11.
In the old days, you could
fucking Patriot Act.
You could smoke on the plane and you could throttle a child.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
In the good old days, and you got off of fucking Hawaii on the Hawaiian Airlines, and they gave you a lei, and it was sexy and it was good. But now you can't kill a 3-year-old. But the little baby had like a Newsweek, and we were all there was nothing to do, and this plane wouldn't fucking show.
Yeah.
And there was a baby, and we heard this laughter behind us, and this toddler was looking at a magazine, and it was trying to iPad it. It was trying to swipe.
Wow.
And the baby hadn't mastered page-turning technology. He couldn't understand why he was moving his hand across a thing, and the surface wasn't changing the image. And everybody laughed, and I wanted to just vomit tears.
I mean, to be fucking fair, though, not a single person...
Don't be fair. Don't coddle this child, Harmon.
No. Just to bring back perspective so that we don't feel like the world is falling apart because of that, because that makes me feel queasy, too. But then you have to remember that not a single person in this room, I say that now, I'm going to make one guy's going to stand up and say, I know how to do it, but not a single person...
I know how to do it. Sorry,
Not a single person in this room can make a piece of paper.
Oh, no.
Out of a log. That is technology. We are as beholden to the guy that invented paper as we are to Steve Jobs. Jobs.
Or Job.
The technology does. We build on it. 40% of this audience is wearing eyeglasses. 100% of this audience speaks an alphabet that was invented after. So we're, it's a mimetic society. It's not a genetic one. Otherwise, we'd be fucking lions or ants. And so that kid
or bees.
That kid that doesn't know how to turn a page and may never turn a page, he could end up being, president of Earth.
And he did in a futuristic episode I wrote, and then I had to kill his mother so he wouldn't be born in case he made peace that didn't defeat Kim Jong-un. It's a lot like that Harlan Ellis in the Star Trek episode.
But I learned from Greg is that Greg we were in Sarajevo.
That's right.
We were in Yugoslavia, or the former Republic of Yugoslavia, whatever the fuck we were.
Fyrom.
Exactly. That was Macedonia, right?
Oh yeah, right.
You guys went to Fyrom?
Fyrom, yeah.
And we went to God, what was that horrible? Macedonia was really bad. Yeah. Kosovo,
yeah.
Are the citizens of Fyrom called thyroids?
Yes.
It's Fyrom, the former Yugoslavian Republic of Macedonia. But Greg has a little piece of paper, and he writes down all the pleases and thank yous. Hello, how do you do? Sorry, good day. And you write those things down, and you don't have to know everything when you travel to a foreign place. If you walk in and you go, Dobra Don, and they go like
Dobroveche.
Yeah, and they freak out, and like the Greg's like I use that all the time. Whenever I go anywhere, I make sure I know how to say all the polite things that you can walk.
Because we learned how to stay. What is it?
Steimer.
Yeah.
I did a show in which means like what's up, kind of like what's happening in like Croatia, Serbo-Croatian. And so I was in Chicago. I did a gig with Lucha Vavum, and I met some people, and they took me to a club, and it was run by these giant Eastern European guys who hated my guts on sight. They just like I went with this girl who they knew, and they didn't like me at all. But I'm 6'4", kind of. They were like 6'7", and giant hockey player looking dudes in suits, and they wanted to murder me. And they were either Serbian or Croatian, but you can't guess wrong on that one. Like if you think
not
like,
an option.
Yeah, if you think like guessing wrong in like Kiwi or versus Aussie, like that's not no.
Or like the Japanese and Chinese, they love that.
Yeah. No. Same.
Like no, you got it wrong.
Same difference. Yeah.
These guys hated my guts. They were giants, and they just were like just glowering at me. And I went up to one of them, and they wouldn't let me buy a drink. They wanted me out of there. It was really like they were being really hostile and strange. And I said, "Are you Croatian?" Just guessed. But I had a 50-50 on it, and he goes, assuming I was even right about that. Because his name was like Draco or something.
Right.
It's like,
Dragula, yeah.
I will bury you.
His name was Milos or something like that. I was like, I said, "Are you Croatian?" He goes, big long pause. It felt like about a minute. And he was like, "Yes." And I went, because of Greg, I went, "Steimer." And he goes, "What the fuck?"
What does it mean?
You know what your answer to Steimer is?
Nichts special.
Nichts special.
Nothing special.
Nothing special, man.
Are you saying you learned how to say no worries, bro?
Yeah. Yes.
He went over to his buddies and he goes, I could not get my wallet out of my pocket. They would not let me leave the club. Like, drinks were on them for the rest of the night.
They took your wallet out of your pocket?
No, they wouldn't let me get my wallet out of my pocket.
Okay. They pulled my pants down. They put their penises in my asshole.
Long story short,
I woke up the next morning naked with nothing to worry about.
They were such friendly racists.
Yes. Long story short, they fucked me into the dirt.
That's what we learned in Game of Thrones, yeah.
I'll fuck you into the dirt. That episode almost went fucking.
You know what we do to runners, don't you?
If you can say Steimer.
No, I don't. Tell me. You bring them back. I say, "We're gonna fuck you into dirt." What the? What?
No, not fuck you into dirt. We're gonna fuck you into the dirt. They're not gonna make you dirt.
I missed this episode. What is that? I've lost.
It doesn't matter. That was 2 episodes ago. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Oh fuck, man.
Do they fuck people in the dirt?
No, they didn't. But they threatened to fuck a guy into the dirt, and then spoilers. This is 2 episodes ago, but. Then a guy came along and shot a bunch of dudes with arrows, and but at one point, "I'm gonna fuck you into the dirt." I was like,
"What?
Jesus."
That's saying a lot.
But don't say too much, because there are some people that will be a couple episodes behind. But I swear to God, like
Greg, you've watched I fucking went into. Did we talk about this on the show? Greg and I were doing a gig at a casino, and I'm wandering around in the daytime. The show's not till night. I walk by, and there's Greg sitting at a slot machine, and he's sitting there like a little old lady. His legs are crossed. He's been there for a while, and it was the Sex and the City slot machine.
Oh yeah.
And I almost disowned you as a friend.
I'm not gay, and I make no case for it. It was the best slot machine. I won a couple hundred off that fucker too. They'd go like. Dun 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 dun. Samantha has to pick a pair of shoes.
No.
And then like, which shoes will it be? And I'm like, oh God, the pumps or the fucking slingbacks and shit. I'm like, slingbacks, and then wing, 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 and then Mr. Big would go, nice choice. Bum 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 bum.